Hey, we're back again with another sort of not solar related, well, sort of solar, not sort of not solar. The system is in. This was something that was supposed to be part of the install, but I ended up not being able to do it because the um, drill bits that I had were just sort of light duty titanium ones from Canadian Tire that worked perfectly for me because like most of what I do in with my tools is woodworking in nature, and so I don't have a whole bunch in the way of like metalworking tools. So I used a couple of the bits that I had that were large enough to to drill the holes that I wanted to drill, and they just were not going to do it at all. I dulled them both off pretty well immediately, and it didn't work out. But what I was trying to do in the solar install was take a couple of pieces of uni-strut steel and span the bottom of the frame rails of the front compartment where all of those big batteries are kept, and basically just to reinforce that compartment. Don't know if it was necessary. Don't know, what the weight limit of that compartment is. I just know that we added a bunch of weight to it when we put in the the six big batteries and then the three smaller ones. And then at the time, I was also thinking maybe our generator was going to go in there too. So basically, fast forward a little while now, the system is in, and I'm just kind of circling back to getting that unistrut in place to brace up that compartment. So I ordered some bits off of Amazon. I paid a grand total of about $35 for them. They are supposed to be capable of drilling through hard steel. Um, this is what they are. This is the fancy case that they came in and everything, just a little cardboard box. I'm going to be using my DeWalt drill, which is a decent drill, but I mean it's not like a hammer drill or a high powered one that probably would be more suitable for the job of drilling into not only the unistrut is itself, but the actual frame rails of the trailer. So, which, if I had to guess, they're probably about a quarter inch, maybe close to a quarter inch thick. So, it's going to be a workout for this drill. I have more than enough batteries though, and so we're going to learn today. First of all, can $35 Amazon drill bits do this job? I need 4 holes. That are about the size of that one. And if they can hold up to that, how long is it going to take me to do it? So that's what we're going to find out today. Okay, so we're just under the trailer here now, and this is the size of the bolt that I'm trying to fit in here. It's a pretty substantial size. The first 2 holes I did kind of get bored out, but to barely 1/8 of an inch or so. So I'm going to carry on with these different bits. Apparently the trick with these is to not overheat them. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to keep stepping them up, up and up and up. So hopefully I can get through everything fairly quick with the smaller one, and then once that one's done, I'll put it off to the side, let it cool, and then carry on to the next one. I also have oil as well, so if it comes down to it, I'll do that as well, but we're just gonna see how this goes. So this is basically the one that just squeaks in the bolt there. I do have one that's a bit larger than this, but this one is already screwed up. It's scored out really bad. It got stuck in there. It's bent. So I do have one that's a tiny bit bigger that I will use for the rest of them, and hopefully that one stays together. The smaller ones went through pretty good though. So that one fared a little bit better. Although I'm not feeling super confident that the smaller ones are going to make it third and a fourth time for the second one of these, but we'll see. Okay, so I got all four holes done. It took just over an hour, like literally by a couple of minutes. So basically, it took me half an hour per hole. I would say that the last two holes took longer than the first two by a margin of probably 20%. So I don't know. So say 40 minutes maybe on the last two and 20 minutes on the first two. Part of the reason for that was because I did have pilot holes already drilled for the first two. But then also what was happening is that as I got to the last two, the bits themselves weren't performing as well. So we actually did manage to completely snap one, and actually fairly early on in the second hole that I tried to use this bit for, it snapped right off. And then also fairly early on with this bit, it completely blunted off. You can see it's like pretty chewed up, and the actual bit itself is bent. So it's impossible to hold on to this one anymore, even though maybe it was still cutting. The rest of these bits though, although they're not cutting very quickly anymore, I mean they still were doing the job. I guess as well as you could expect for 35 bucks. So I guess the end result is that two of these bits are never going to be used again. The rest of these bits are probably usable, but on their last legs. And then I had a few bits from the kit that actually I didn't need or use at all that may end up cutting some holes for me in the future. So the end result of this is that can you drill through 1/4 inch frame steel as well as 1/8 inch uni strut steel with nothing more than like a DeWalt 20-volt carpenter's drill and some $35 bits that you got off of Amazon? Technically, yeah, the answer is yes, you can. Is that the right thing to do? I don't know. I mean, I'm pretty lucky. For my $35 and my hours worth of time, I managed to get all of those holes drilled out without knocking myself unconscious with the drill spinning around or busting my wrist. There was definitely a couple of times where these got hooked up in the hole, and that could have very easily happened. I could have adjusted the drill, I guess, to stop working before that happened, but it's just I always leave it in direct mode just because it cuts better and quicker, and I was being impatient, and that's just how I do things. So is this the right way to drill into your frame? I don't know, probably not, but can you make it work? Yeah, you can.